Bruh, welcome back. Oh fuck, it's like live callback. I can hear myself through the speaker. It's been a while since I made a BRUGCAST because I just didn't like the format. I didn't like the way it was going. It's just like fucking cringe, you know? It's just like, oh, I'm talking to nobody about nothing. Awesome. 30 minutes, fucking garbage. I don't know what this is gonna be. I don't know if it's like, oh, I'm announcing finally the return of the grandest series, the only series I ever really had. I'm fucking got like I'm realizing, like, looking through all of my old stuff, there's like a huge gap between. There's like gaps, right? There's like eras, moments in time where I was like, yeah, this is it. This is the time I'm gonna fucking go guns blazing. I'm gonna dive into this shit, not even care. And then there's other times it's like I'm like fucking upload like once a month and shit like that, and it's like, oh my god, bro. But and it's even cringy to even do this to me, because it's like, oh guys, by the way, I'm gonna start trying again. The fuck. But yeah, by the way, guys, I'm gonna start trying now. The past however long this channels have been in existence, I haven't really been trying, and I've discovered why. Deep psychological welfare. What's this shit called? It's not wellness, it's the opposite of wellness. Just fucking bad feelings, really. This is like a bunch of I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, sis. That's basically what it was. It was just like, oh fuck, what am I doing? I'm just making shit that isn't even good. And I don't even like making, and I'm embarrassed to post it. And that's why half of this shit is like unlisted. And honestly, I might unlist a lot more stuff, but I don't know yet. And all this is to like say, like, I've come to a realization that I've unfortunately tied like my channel to my own life, or like myself, you know. And that might sound weird. It's like, what the fuck do you mean, Bruggy? What I mean by this is, when I'm experiencing life and then I go to record, I sort of conflate them, and then they're like intertwined. And that might sound like, oh no shit, it's your channel, it's your life, you know. But I'm not saying the separation implies like dishonesty, or like I'm lying, I'm pretending to be something I'm not. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that separation is necessary. Otherwise, you sort of grow for the content, and the content, like, you don't grow in between uploads. You only grow while you're uploading, while you're recording. And that's what sort of happened. Unintentionally, like, without even like anything fucking, like, I didn't write it down like, okay, I'm only gonna be happy when I'm recording, or I'm only gonna be myself when I'm recording. I didn't mean for that to happen, but that's just sort of how it turned out, because, you know, certain life events happened in a certain way where I was like, this sounds weird to say, but like, it's like my personal development stopped when COVID hit, and then my only outlet was these fucking videos. But I could only make them under certain specifications, like only when I'm like alone, because that's when I was most comfortable. That's when I feel like I could make, you know, the best. Although none of this shit is even good. I haven't really made anything that I'm like, oh, I'm really proud of this. I'm really proud of this. Like, I haven't made anything like that yet. And I think that's another issue. I'll get into that, but like, I don't know, I like tied myself to a fucking ball, and the ball only moved when I was like allowed to record, quote unquote allowed. And that's all like limitations put on the self. But I didn't realize that they were limiting, or that they were even on. I just was like, oh, this is how it is. I have to fucking deal with it. But like, I've increased my awareness, I guess, of like, not just like like others, but like myself. Cause I've always feel like I'm self-aware. I know what is going on. Cause I was like, I'm constantly on the fucking internet, right? I'm always looking at shit. I'm always like, okay, that's what's popular. That's what's popular. That's what's popular. I'm like analyzing fucking data, right? But that's outside of myself. So while the outside world was growing and evolving, I was like trying to catch up, trying to keep up with that. But I can't keep up with it if I'm never focusing on the on me, on who the fuck I am, who the fuck. Like I was like, who the fuck am I even? Who am I? What am I? Well, who am I? I was like, fuck. I was asking that kind of shit. I was like, why am I struggling so much to answer these questions? I should be so easy to answer. It's like, oh, who are you? And then you say the fucking answer, right? But because this shit, like, I don't know, it's like, it's fucking, all this shit is like really personal, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, in a way, it's like, oh, I don't want to fucking overshare, but like, might as well, because that's what I've been doing the fucking entire time. So oversharing alert. Just like, life went a certain way. I was like, fuck. And I was in a rut for a very long while. And I've just now, like, emerged out of it. And I'm really happy that I am. I'm not going to get into it because it's like, whatever. But, I don't know. This is fucked up because, like, shit like this, like, there's always, like, comparisons. So you're like, but whenever I compare, it's, like, out of reference. So it's not like, oh, I want to be like them. It's like, they're at that point, at this stage in their life, and I look at myself and I'm like, why am I not at the same place? Why am I not going the same speed? Why am I not at, like, the same level? And it's like, oh, because I'm fucked up from the beginning. My whole shit was fucking, oh, I was going in, like, fucking, I was going 10 miles an hour my whole life. For various reasons, I'm not gonna get into it, but, I was just fucking stunted a little. Not completely, like, I'm not like a fucking goober. I'm not out here like doing bad shit. But I was just like stunted, I guess, emotionally. for like just bad shit that happened, Bad experiences, bad, fucking, your whole fucking trajectory is thrown off because of some shit that you can't even control. And it's like, wow. And like, I'm still like processing like the fact that shit is happening. Cause like, it's like 3 years went by in a fucking blink of an eye. Cause every day was like the same shit. I would wake up, get on the computer, fucking be on the computer all day, fucking go to sleep. Every day is the same, that same shit. And then for 3 years, bro. 3 years doing that shit, and like the entire time I had like this entire like, oh, I'm gonna be something. I'm gonna create something crazy. I'm gonna be successful, and all these dreams and shit, and all this ideas and planning and thinking and all this shit at the same time. But it's like, why can't I start the fucking task? And then I found out why. Because there's all this other bullshit on the inside, and that sounds like gay, whatever. But like, there's all this other, like, there's this fucking ball of negativity in my fucking chest at all times, and it's like, why? And then like that ball like sort of disperses out when you start adding in more thoughts, more like new stuff, like new experiences. So this ball of bullshit grows because it interprets the new stuff as potentially bad. Because then, like, okay, you like, okay, I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna get a chicken sandwich. Okay, you want to do that, but before you leave the house, you're like, holy fuck, what if something bad happens at the fucking Popeyes? What if I get shot and killed on my way to the Popeyes? What if I get in a car crash? What if I fucking have a stroke while I'm driving and I crash and die? Like, shit like this is fucking insane to be, like, what? And it's like obviously that's like a lot of fucking, like, imagine you have these worries, but like when I was having these, like, I guess it would be irrational thoughts, right? It was like, oh my god, what the fuck are you, like, is this something that I'm actually supposed to worry about? Because this is not a bad area, but it kind of is sometimes. So it's like, oh fuck, what if I get fucked up outside? So then I was like, okay, I'll just never go outside. And the pandemic helped that, because like the fuck, we're not going outside. That's just like, the law is you not outside, so we're not outside. And then I was like, okay, I'm safe indoors. I'm safe. It was like, why? I never bothered to be like, why is this how it is though? You know, like, why am I feeling that specifically? Where did this come from? And it's like completely unrelated shit. It's just like a complete distrust of many things, you know, and fucking fear of basically everything. You know, catastrophizing. I don't know what the fuck. I think that's the word. And it's like all these things, and like at the time, you don't really look at that as like a weight on you. You just think like that's how it is. That's just like your thought process. So you don't really think it's wrong, but that shit affects everything else. So it's like this massive amount of like irrationality is on top of you. It's like, why? Because at the time you think that you're thinking clearly. You're like, you know, it makes sense. Why would I risk doing something if I'm gonna get fucking destroyed? You know. And this applied to the YouTube, because like, oh, if I post this, am I gonna be like, this is gonna fuck me over forever? Or is it like, can I just not have fun? It was like, I put so many restrictions on it unknowingly, and like, I'm not allowed to fucking exist as I am, because out of fear, out of like, not even just like physical like threat or like anything like that. Beyond that, it was like, oh, what if people start judging me? What if people start fucking talking shit? What if people start, you know, dissecting me and all this bullshit? Because I see it happen. You watch other people and you're like, wow, they're so successful. I want to be like that. You know, this is when I was littler, a little younger, you know. I was like, wow, this is a fucking incredible career to have. All you do is sit in your house, make shit, and post it, and people watch it, and then you get paid. That's fucking incredible, right? But then you watch this shit, and it's like, in the flick of a button, this shit turns on you, and everyone hates you. And then it's like, holy fuck, what was the point of even doing anything? And like, you see this shit happen constantly, and it's like, that adds on to the fear. So this ball of fucking shit grows from like this shit that hasn't even happened. It's all imaginary. It's all like thought in advance. Like, oh my god, what if this shit happens? It's just like classified as worry to a lot of people. And it's like, yeah, why are you worrying? Why are you worrying? That shit didn't even happen. Who's to say it would happen to you? And it's like, well, why would that happen to me? Because I'm off the wall and I say insane shit a lot of the time. You know, it's not necessarily to be like, oh, I'm edgy as fuck, I'm offensive as fuck, I'm so cool. That's not why. It's just like, I guess that's just like the sense of humor that I have at this moment. And shit that I think is funny, I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I should dumb it down and make it more like cleaned up. Cause I did that at the beginning. I made a few gaming videos. I fucking hate it. I put so much fucking time to like put the sound effect, the music, the fucking words on it, and then it just turns out like shit at the end anyway. And then the whole time I'm making them, like, I'm questioning everything. I'm like, is this good? 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 Should I leave this in? Should I leave this in? And then at a certain point, I was like, fuck it. I'll just leave it all in. Fuck it. And then I post it, and it's a piece of shit video. I'm ashamed of it. And it's like garbage. I would never want anyone to see that. So then it's like, damn, this is a good career to get into with these feelings, you know? This is a good idea for me. So it's like, content creation sounds like the dream. But there's so much, I would say it's my fault, because it's like how I'm feeling, and there's a problem with how I'm being, right? But at the same time, I can sort of, like, I can work on that. It's not like, oh, I have to fucking become a perfect being. I can never make any mistake. I have to be 100% pure and good all of the time, or else I will be fucking destroyed by some fuck ass comment, some fucking think piece by a 20 follower fucking Twitter account being like, do you guys think this shit is funny? How can you like this shit? And then everyone all of a sudden is like, yeah, this shit sucks. Who the fuck is watching this garbage? This is fucking damaging to everybody. Like, I'm imagining this shit happening, because I would imagine that shit would happen. Because what the fuck? I'm not squeaky clean. I'm not like for babies. I'm not out here making fucking cocoa melon. What is that shit even still around, bro? So all this is to say, like I was fucked. I was fucked from the get go. This fucking entire like idea of being a content creator was not necessarily the right move, at least at that time, because I was completely fucking like inebriated emotionally. Um, like my perceptions and shit was all like out of whack, and it's crazy how that can happen. And then like someone like that can just go out, right, and then they'll act out, quote unquote, act out, and oh, this person's fucking weird. I never did that because I would never fucking go out. I would just stay inside and ruminate all these fucking fears, anxieties, fucking pressure, all that shit. And it's like, damn, dude, what do I do? What do I even do about this? How could I do anything? This is just how it is. So then I do nothing. And then the fucking days go by, weeks go by, months go by, and I haven't done shit for my dream career, fucking YouTube. So this is what this all sounds very depressing and very sad. And it is, because it's like, damn, what a fucking waste of time. You could, like, imagine if I started doing this shit earlier. Imagine if I felt better earlier. And, like, these thoughts now create, like, a more negative today, because it's like, oh, damn, I should have fucking been on my shit since the beginning. But now that I've gone through, like, a few months of, like, growth, quote unquote, like, self-improvement, like, for real self-improvement, not just, like, oh, work out every day, fucking eat chicken and rice every day, fucking drink milk, all that shit. Actual like self-improvement, like deep reflection, like improving your fucking core, your being, your soul and shit. I was healing. Haha. I was like in the fucking I was like Goku in the chamber before they fought Frieza. I was fucked up and I was in the chamber fucking cooking. That makes me sad because the dude died, and that shit hurt me. Oh, and then shit like that'll happen. I'm improving, right? My mental state is improving. I'm like more positive, and then like shit'll just happen. Like tragedies happen, and I'm like, what the fuck? And this shit like affects me so much because it's like, damn, what can I do? How can I like do anything? I can't do shit about it. All I can do is just watch, and that shit like that bothers me. And then it's like, I don't know. I guess I've like the feelings of powerlessness arise again. It's like, fuck, I can't do shit about that. But like someone passing, it happens every day. But someone like that passing is like monumental. So that shit like affected me a lot. And I'm not even like the biggest fan of Dragon Ball per se. I'm just like, I understand the value of this. Like this shit inspired every other anime after it. Every like fucking protagonist afterward. Everyone wants their own Goku. Everyone try to make their own Goku. Imagine somebody with that effect on all of media. The fuck, they just pass away. Fucked up. So rest in peace to Akira Toriyama. I know that was a while ago and it's like late, but whatever. But I know that shit is like affecting me a lot. Cause I started thinking like, okay, someone like that is not immune to life happening, So it's like little me, to make it about myself all of a sudden. uh it's like, damn, I have not done shit at all. I could just die today. I could die right now. I could have a fucking aneurysm right now recording this. What would be left? And I started thinking about that shit, and it's just like all that time that I did like nothing. It starts like suddenly it like compounds and it fucking crushes on top. And it's like fuck. But then it's like that's like to think negatively is just not productive. So I was like, How could you not be negative in this world that we live in? It's a negative world. Like nihilism. Like, oh, fucking everything's bad. Why be happy? What's the point of being happy? The point of being happy is that you can actually fucking do shit afterward, you know? When you're negative, you're like, oh, nothing matters. Any effort that is put in will fucking result in failure. You know, just negative doesn't work. And it's like fucked because there's a lot of people probably that have dreams and shit, have good ideas, have a lot of passion about things. But because they have other negativity in their life, they don't do anything with that. And it's a fucking shame. Cause like I'm talented. I know I'm joking. I don't know. I have like an X amount of ideas, like certain amount. I was like, oh, this could be good if I made it. But who would fucking know unless I make it? So it's like I'm riding the idea of potential, but like this negativity is like weighing down. And it's like fuck, bro. So like I'm stuck in this fucking battle, this tug of war. It's like why even? Then I get to the point. Why even share all this shit? Who gives a fuck? Just make a fucking video and post it, you fucking stupid bitch. Just make a video, right? That's step one, right? And then I tie it all back, right? The self-growth as a person shouldn't be tied to the content. But clearly, if you're doing bad in real life, whatever you make might fucking suck. Cause you're not focused, you're not into it, you're not available. That's what like people. Oh, you need to be emotionally available. That is like, oh, you shut up, bitch. Make a fucking sandwich. You know, that's not what that means. That what if like, it's not just like giving time to something. it's giving the spirit a chance to like connect to it. Like give a fucking pass a bean. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? Pass a bean. I'm on a bean. What the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah, emotional availability. It's not just for like dating. I think it also applies to like just anything. Cause if you're fucking depressed, right? You're gonna be like, oh, I wanna, I had a lot to do today, and you don't do it, and you're like, oh fuck, and then it like multiplies. So you feel like you did nothing all day because you did nothing all day, and then you already feel like shit. So it's like bonus damage. It's super effective. It's times 2 effective because you're already negative, and then something negative happens, and then it's like multiplied. So how do you fix that? You can do things like go outside. But what if you're afraid of going outside? You're deeply you have dread in your fucking system. How do you get over that? There's not much that you can really do, like thinking wise. You just have to like take a step forward. That's sort of like what I did. Like I was like, okay, I'll share a little bit. I hit the rockest bottom I could, and I was like, this is fucking horrible. Like I've like many days of just like negative, like just like, oh, this is over. This is the end. I'm sick of this shit. And then, but like each time, right, it would result in crying yourself to sleep. You know, everyone make fun of me. You cry yourself to sleep, and like when that happens, it's a big release of like emotion. So it's like anything like negative that was weighing on you, it gets let out. And you might think like, oh, what the fuck? You're crying? You're a boy. Stop being a little bitch. But it's like, if nothing else is working, you have to, like, emotions have to get out. You can't just hold that shit in forever. It'll get out somehow. So like, dudes usually just get like pissed. They'll go to the gym, fucking yell, whatever. Some people are so like fucked up emotionally that going outside is like too much of a risk. And that sounds weird, but like I learned all these things from Dr. K. I've mentioned it before. Another thing, Dr. K. I watch that fucking channel a lot in my like growth. Cause like I could watch like, oh, exercise, you fat ass, or like, get some bitches, but like I don't know if that would heal. That wouldn't fix anything. It's just like a band-aid. Like obviously, exercise is good. I'm not like against exercise. I'm not against getting in a relationship. But if you're not capable or ready to handle something like that, it might just end up being worse afterward if it ends. You know, exercise is always good, but if you can't, I have to go to the gym. Why am I not going to the gym? Cause it's scary outside. If I go to the gym, people can see me and shit, and then it's like they're perceiving me. That's not okay to me. They're looking at me. They can think about me. They fucking It's just low self esteem, really. But to describe like the thoughts that I was having, um, just like anxiety, low self esteem, and like all that sounds like an excuse, right? But it's not made up to get out of going to the gym. It's the reason why it's difficult to take a step in the right direction. So like it's just the reason why it's fucking hard. Cuz you're against yourself in that state. You're not letting yourself do anything. But you don't realize that. You're just like, "Oh, it's negative. It's negativity. It's from the outside." Cuz that's how it feels. But it's not. It's from within, and you're tricking yourself that it's from the outside. So when you go outside in that state, when someone's like, when you walk past someone and they don't look at you, they don't say hi, you take that as, oh, there's something wrong with me. They must not like me, or something like that. And I only laugh because like I've experienced this many times, and I've gotten over it a little. Cause like I could, like back then I was like, I'm not fucking going outside. It's just too much. Like I would be in a classroom in high school, and imagine in high school I didn't even realize this shit was a thing. I was like, social anxiety isn't real. What the fuck? But the whole time I was in fucking class, I was like, I feel like my entire body was red as fuck. I just felt like hot as fuck. It could be winter and I have like a fucking hoodie on and it just feels hot as fuck in the class, and I'm just like sitting there and I'm like sweating and I feel like needles and shit over my body, and I'm just like, what do I do? And it's like, are people looking at me? Are people seeing like how sweaty and fucking how gross I am? Are people seeing like how fat my fat rolls hanging out of my hoodie? Are people seeing me like this? And then all I can do is just put my head down and fucking take a nap, quote unquote nap. Half the time I'm just be like avoidance, like I'm just trying to hide. And this shit was awful. But at the time I was just like, I'm just like nervous. I'm just like embarrassed about external things. This shit was horrible. It was from within the whole time. So, fast forward a few years, it just gets worse and worse and worse. It gets to the point where I'm just like, there's no point. This is too painful. I just want this shit to stop. But like, I'll put it a different way because that's not exactly how I was feeling. I was feeling like I'm in a hole. I don't know how to get out. It's fucking painful, bro. And then that's like, so these thoughts of like the end. I don't want to say like the word because it's like trigger warning. Okay, trigger warning. Killing self. I never wanted to do that because I had like a very distinct stance on that. It's like there's no reason to do that in any way, any shape or form, any way. Like you just can't do that. Like you can't. It's not an answer. It's not a solution. It doesn't help anything. It doesn't help anybody. Killing yourself doesn't fucking solve the problem. It's just a bad idea. But these thoughts would pop up. I was like, maybe I'm better off just fucking dying. But it's like, no. Because, there's still shit to do, And then, like, in a weird way, like, those thoughts of, like, resilience, of, like, what's it called? Fucking defiance. That's what I would call it. My defiance came out, and it was like, why the fuck would I do that? That's not what I want. Because imagine, I do that, right? Who the fuck is gonna find me? That's like the thoughts that I started to get, right? I was like, okay, this shit sucks. I'm tired of this, you know? And then the thoughts that stopped me from thinking that shit was, what state are they gonna find me in? And then they're like, that's ended that shit immediately. Because I was like, I can't just do that. I can't just like do that shit to other people. So yeah. um yeah. Give me a second. Yeah, man. I was like, so then instead of the thing I was saying in my head, I was like, I just want to die. I just want to die. I just want to die. Because I wanted the shit to just end. I wanted like peace, right? Instead of saying that, what happened after like the idea of being found, as a goner, by like whoever would find me, I was like, nah, that's fucked. I can't do that. And then like another thought I had that like got me out of that mode of thinking was like, um, I've done nothing with my life, right? If there's a funeral for me, what would they say at the funeral? And I was like, they wouldn't say shit. What could they say? And that like fucking really really got me. And I was like, nah, this I can't end like this. What the fuck? And it's crazy because I was never like completely suicidal. I never like was like, oh, I'm really I'm really gonna do it. That's not funny, but I'm laughing because there was a meme that was like, I'm really gonna do it. Uh, that's not funny. That's not funny. Sorry. Sorry. I'm like tearing up. You can't see me. I'm glad, but like I'm kind of tearing up. The fucking, oh yeah, the goddamn God, yeah, because I also had like a faith in the Lord, so I was like, no, I kind of don't want to risk eternal damnation on a whim, on like a really bad string of time. So I was like, okay, yeah, because what? Imagine like, okay, this might not help anybody, but like, okay, this shit is really bad now. You want to fucking call it quits? What if there's worse afterward? You can't know that. You don't know that. It's all like belief systems, all that shit. But if you're religious at all, maybe that could, dissuade you. I don't know. I'm not like trying to push people towards anything, but that was always like a thought in my head is like, what would Jesus think of me if I just said fuck this shit? um yeah, so then I was like, fuck no, baby, and then I didn't. Cause then like whenever I would get really fucking, cause like those suicidal thoughts stopped, right? They just stopped, but I would still feel really really fucking bad. So when I got really low, right, instead of like saying, oh, I just want to die, I would start saying, I just want to be happy. And those, I'm not, I don't know if like affirmations, I don't think that's what it was. But instead of being like the shit changed. There was a shift in like the mindset, the words being said, the feelings being felt. Because there were many nights of just like crying yourself to sleep and like, oh, why the fuck is my life like this? Why the fuck am I like this? Why does shit have to be like this? Shit like that. And then one of the days, like afterwards of like letting that out, like the words was just like, I just want to be happy. And then that like brought out some different shit. Like it was still like sadness and pain, and you still cry, but um yeah, like it was something different. It wasn't like a defeatist mentality. It was like a fucking give me more. I know this sounds strange, but it's like I'm not gonna fucking give up. The fuck? Why would I just fucking give up? Nothing that crazy even it really happened to me. And I was sort of like, that might be like, oh, you're disqualifying your feelings by saying that. But like, no, fuck. Why would I do that shit? And now I'm here. I'm doing much better, right? Lucky me. Not to brag. I'm not bragging. Mental health isn't like, oh, I'm so much better than you because I'm not suicidal anymore. I don't want to kill myself anymore. That's not what I'm saying. That shouldn't be how it's perceived. And I don't think people should talk like that. Because if you go through some period of like extreme negativity, why would you then, once you're better, start spreading negativity? I've never gotten that. It could still just be like lingering things that like fuck with you, that make you do certain things. And it's like, but it's fucked. I don't know. In a lot of ways, I feel really lucky because I was never completely contemplative. I was just like, I want the shit to be over. I never like made a plan, nothing like that. I never attempted anything. But the thought itself still appeared of like, what if I just ended it? And that's fucked up. So then the shit changed. I started saying, I just want to be happy. I just want to be happy. And you like, crying yourself to sleep instead of saying, I want to die. I want to be happy. I just want to be happy. So I started saying that more often. I was like, I just want to be happy. And then I started thinking about that. I was like, that's a good thing to say instead of like, I want to die. Because I feel like your thoughts do create your reality. But not in like, oh, I want to be a millionaire. And then suddenly you get a check in the mail for a fucking $1 million. Like, that's usually what people think of when you say like affirmations or like law of attraction, all that kind of shit. There might be something to that. I just feel like it's yourself that changes. It's not like what you say can bring in something. It's like what you say changes your ability to receive it, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a fucking expert. All I'm sharing is like my experience. I went through fucking badness and now I'm doing better. I'm so fucked. I'm so kind of fucked because like I don't have like quote unquote stability, but I'm my emotional state is very very better, very much better. And I'm really happy. I'm really grateful, happy, all that shit. Thank goodness. And yeah, I guess I skipped ahead a bit. So like I started slowly climbing out of this hole I was in, like this rut of just like negativity, this downward spiral. I was just like just rotting. I was just rotting away in my fucking room basically. I wasn't living. I wasn't experiencing anything new. Anything new. I wasn't sharing experiences. I wasn't meeting new people. No one really even knew me like that, to be honest. Like no, I didn't really have like people to talk to. I have my family, but like I don't know. I was always iffy about sharing shit like this because it's like another again like the fear, like the irrational thoughts of like what are they gonna say? Oh, it's okay, it'll be on the bright side. Look on the bright side. It's like yeah, I never thought of that. Fucking yeah, and now seeing it in today's perspective, like how I'm feeling today, that's honestly all it is, looking on the bright side. Because there is always a bright side and a dark side to most things. But when you're negative, you have this negativity, you're going to always skew towards the negative. But that doesn't erase the positive. The positive is still always there. You just don't see it because you're goofy. Sorry, you're fucked up, bro. That's just all it is. You're fucked up, bro. But it's okay. You can improve. So, the fucking goddamn, yeah, cause okay, continuing on like this growth journey. August of last year, 2023. August 2023. That was like fuck. That was the rock bottom, and then that's like fuck this shit. I gotta lock in, and then I started balling. I locked in and I was like, fuck it, fuck, get back on track, fuck a boy. So then I was like, okay, I'll get back on track. So I started going to in-person class instead of online class for my college, university, and I was going to that shit. I was like, yo, but things were still bad because I had a different. I had started like like growth mindset. I don't know what that is. I don't know. I did research on that, but I guess that's what someone would call it if you're listening to it. Me speaking, instead of being like, this shit sucks, how am I gonna get better? I started taking steps to get better. So I was like, if I go in person to class instead of just being at home like a fucking lump, I will be forced to be outside, forced to interact, forced to be around people, forced to fucking learn all that shit. And so just being on my fucking computer, getting distracted all day, getting fucking, whatever, looking at shit that doesn't fucking matter. Go outside and live in the real world, basically. So I was like, I'm gonna fucking get what I can out of this year, going to college in person, and fucking hope that shit turns around. And I went, and it was good for, oh shit, bro. Damn, I just got a message to fucking roll out. I'm not done talking though. There's just so much. I think that I'm like, this whole story, right? It all concludes with me like today. Like, I'm not perfect yet. I'm never gonna be perfect. The fuck. But maybe sometimes you're in your own way without you even knowing. So you can't. And that's another thing. You can't get mad at yourself. Like, sometimes, like, oh fuck, how did I waste so much time? How could I ever think of doing shit to myself that would result in a fucking catastrophe for everyone around me? Like, how could I think this? And like, you start to like beat yourself up. But I think that's just a part of like the growing. You're not beating yourself up because you hate yourself. You're beating yourself up because you're like, the circumstances led you to a certain thought, certain behaviors, and you're like, fuck, how could this be? You're just mad at the situation. That's what I'm not mad at myself. I'm mad at the situation. Cause like, when I look at it, how else would I fucking react? I reacted how I was gonna react. Because that's like the information I had. I didn't know what the fuck. I didn't know about this emotional regulation skills. I didn't know about the importance of like others. Like, I was always kind of a loner, but I always had a friend group. But when COVID hit, like, the fucking friend group like fell off. Oh shit. That's tough, bro. We're fucking in business. Dude, oh my god, I'll share that a different time. But this was like, I feel fucking bad because I said all this shit and I have to end it abruptly. But it's because I have to go to a meeting, an office, or is it I don't know what the fuck it is. I think I just have to go to the bank, open some bank shit for this thing that I'm fucking doing. I don't want to divulge too much stuff because like, that's back to what I was saying earlier about like conflating real life with the internet or like content. You can grow independent of the content, but that would affect the content. And that was like my fear. I was like, if I stop being quote unquote edgy and fucking mean and fucking cringe and all this sort of stuff, would that affect what I'm making? And I haven't made anything yet, and that kind of works in my favor because like, I don't have to tear anything down to start building again. I can just build from zero. And I'm I'm grateful for that, because imagine if I was making shit this whole time and maybe I wouldn't even grow. I would just be in this like negative state of like, this shit sucks, everything sucks, why the fuck am I doing anything? And then I'd crash out at some point. because I was just not equipped to handle the fucking everything that comes with being a creator online. And I'm not saying like, oh, I'm gonna blow up immediately. I'm gonna become fucking Mr. Beast 2 and start balling out. I'm gonna fucking liberate the city of Chicago and then blow up. Like, I'm not gonna be like that. I'm not saying that. You always fingers crossed. I hope I blow up immediately and fucking. But like instead of starting like building something and then like coming to see like, oh, this shit sucks. This was not. Oh, and then like the dream dies there. The dream dies there because you weren't equipped at the time. You weren't prepared to build the dream. The dream. I hate that fucking whore uses that name. Because now when you think of like, immediately when you say dream, you think of the fucking Minecraft. I'm talking about like the idea, the thought process, the fucking idea, the dream. Fuck dream. What an asshole. Imagine taking a fucking word that everyone uses as your own name. What a bitch. Sorry. That's fucking mean. I was just yapping about mental health and now I'm fucking wow. See, like, it shit happens on like unconsciously. Sorry. No offense, but like, if you fuck that bitch. Nah, but like, why the fuck? What the fuck? I gotta go. Oh, I have a lot more to say, but I guess I'll end this with it gets better, but you gotta do something. You have to. It has to start with you. It has to start from within. If you don't have it within you, then take baby steps. It's just baby steps. If you don't know how to regulate your emotions and it just is suppressed immediately, it's baby steps. Imagine you don't like. I use this in analogy, I guess, metaphor. I don't know if I dropped out. I use this fucking thing. Imagine you're trying to draw. You don't know how to draw. You never drew in your fucking life. Every time you tried it though, you draw like shit, and you're like, oh, I don't know how to draw. I'm just bad at drawing. And then there's another person who the first time they draw, it's fucking beautiful. They know how to make the shapes appear and all that shit. They know the fucking theories. All that shit. And then they draw something crazy and cool. And it's like, damn, they're gifted, they're talented, they're better than you. They know how to draw. You don't. So then it's like, fuck you. So this person who knows how to draw is like on their way to become a good artist because they have this skill, they develop it further. But you were told you don't know how to draw. So then you don't draw and you never draw and now you never develop this skill. It's the same with anything. Like emotional processing, emotional regulation, emotional awareness. All these skills are like, they're not inherited. They're not inherent, I guess. I need to learn how to talk. Maybe that's my problem. I don't know how to fucking speak. Oh, I'm lightheaded. The fucking god dang. You gotta be like, bro, and you just gotta fucking ball out. I don't know. No, if you're fucking going through something like really bad, you can always get out of it. You can improve. You can turn shit around. And you might think, oh, 6 months is a long time. No, it's not. It's not. Fucking 6 months goes by like that. Time just goes by really quick when you're older. That's a different topic for a different day. And there's so much shit I could say about anything, dude. I could talk about anything for a fucking hour. Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to like give advice, but I'm not good at doing that. So I guess if you take anything away from this whole like talking, if you're going through like a depressive episode or like negative like events happen to you and you feel like shit, that's okay. That's how you're gonna feel. But you don't always have to feel like that. There's things that you can do. There's things you can learn. There's things that you can get out of that. and it might not take forever. It might not take 6 months, because like it might just take 2 weeks. A change in your mindset, a change in your perspective, and then that's all it takes to like turn things around. Because you might be working against yourself without knowing it, or not yourself, because that implies like it's your fault. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there could be things in the way that you don't realize, and then that's stopping you from growing and getting over this thing that you need to overcome. Because that's what happened to me. Like, the shit was like, it piled up over years and years and years and years of like just bad shit. And it was like negative in your system, and then you're like stuck. You get stuck. You're like, because you're paralyzed. It's like there's a like a cup full of negativity. Anything new that happens, any new things that's negative, it gets added on, but it spills. So there's no more space for it. And because there's no more space for it, you're like, I can't do anything new. I can't do anything else. I can't add on to it because there's no space. Literally, you could just get stuck like that. And it's not fucking good, obviously, because you still want to do things. You still have dreams, you still have aspirations, you still have shit that you want to do, but this fear, this negativity is in the way. And like, there's always risk involved with everything. There's always like, oh, there's an asshole talking shit to me, whatever. You a cornball and you broke ass shit. There's always someone fucking doing something bad. There's always some badness. There's always there's positive. It's yin and yang, bro. Just shut the fuck up. It's just yin and yang. There's a duality with everything. But you have to get into a position where you can look at the good in things and like acknowledge the bad, but also take in all of the good that is also there. There's always something good from everything. There's always, like, even if it's just a learning experience. Like, okay, you fall, eat shit. Damn, what happened? I fucking eat shit and I'm covered in feces. What do I learn from this? You can be like, I gotta watch where I'm stepping. I gotta not walk this way again. Wear different shoes. Tie my shoes differently. You know, shit. You just take anything. It's about perspective. But you gotta get into the mode. You gotta get into a rhythm of like, you gotta get into a state where you can allow a change in perspective. It can happen through like an emotional release. You know, something that's eye-opening, whatever. And I'm not saying it, I'm trying to be careful, because like people might hear that and be like, okay, I need to chase something. I need to watch a movie. I need to get inspired. No, it comes from you. It starts in you. So you gotta look at yourself. Be like, what the fuck is up? Don't beat yourself up. Just be like, what the fuck is going on inside? You know, because it could just be some bullshit from years ago that you never processed. It could be like, I don't know, your dog passed when you were 7 or some shit. Your dog ran away, you never found him, and now you're like, oh, why would I ever make a new friend? They're just gonna fucking run away. That's how shit happens. That shit, like, it gets like something happens, point A, point B is all the fucking way on the other side of like the world, and they're connected. You don't know it though, because they're so far apart, and they're so random, they're so like you look at it objectively, and you're like, there's no way that can be the thing. There's no way that's what it is. The whole time, fucking, yeah, it is. Or it won't even be like one big thing. It'll be like a lot of small things. Like, you go to fucking class, you just feel like shit, and you go home, and the next day you fucking, like, a week will go by, 2 months will go by, and then like you go to school, some bitch steps on the back of your fucking sneakers, brand new sneaker. You're like, fuck, I'm never gonna wear new shit again to this fuck ass school. And then now you just have a closet full of fucking shit you've never worn. Okay, I'm projecting. Okay, another takeaway from this could probably be to like and subscribe. Thank you. I appreciate if you listen to this whole thing. You can make it. You can do it. You can make it, bro. You can do this shit. It's within you. It's already within you. You just have to find it and pull it out and become that. You know? Become yourself. Yeah. I don't know. I'm bad at like ending shit. I'm bad at goodbyes. I'm I'm bad at goodbyes because like whenever there's a bye, you're like, okay, you get up and you give a hug and a kiss on the cheek and you say bye. But in America, that's not how it is. You just say, all right, I'm about to head out. You wave bye and then you fucking walk out the door. And because you're accustomed to this cultural difference that Hispanic people, when people leave, like okay, bye, then there's wave. You feel like you did something wrong. You feel like oh, I fucked it up. You just feel bad. But there's no connection between yeah. All right, good night. See you see you tomorrow. Fuck off. I'll see you later. Bye. Thank you for watching. Love you. Bye.